And Kuwait says its international airport's been hit by a drone attack targeting fuel tanks. Officials say the strike has caused a large fire and damaged fuel storage facilities at the airport. There are no reports of any injuries. And a tanker has been damaged off the coast of Qatar after being hit by a projectile. A British maritime monitoring agency says the incident happened about 30 kilometres north of the capital, Doha. The vessel's hull has been hit above the waterline, causing damage but no environmental impact. All crew members are reported to be safe. Malik Traina is following developments across the Gulf region. He's joining us now from Kuwait City. Just bring us up to date, first of all, about this fire at Kuwait Airport.
Well, we know that teams are now responding to that fire, trying to put it out. Earlier, the Kuwaiti Civil Aviation Authority said that the airport was subjected to brazen attacks by drones from Iran and the armed factions it supports. I think that's very interesting, Rob, because this shows that this is a reference to armed groups in Iraq that are affiliated with Iran, that possibly these attacks are now coming from Iraq, a sign that this war is expanding. You know, this isn't the first time that the airport has been attacked. It's actually the 7th since this war started. Just last week, a fuel tank was hit at the Kuwaiti International Airport. It took us rescue teams, emergency response teams, more than 58 hours to put that fire out. Here in Kuwait City right now, it's an extremely windy day, so that could possibly hinder the efforts to try to put this fire out. But this is an alarming issue that's coming up. Civil infrastructure being hit across the Gulf.
Let's talk about the wider picture across the Gulf, because strikes have been happening in other states as well. Just bring us up to speed with what we know about what's been going on.
Well, just in the last hour, Rob, in the UAE, the Fujairah, local authorities in Fujairah say that a Bangladeshi national in a farm was killed due to shrapnel debris from an interception. In Bahrain, we saw numerous alarms being sounded overnight. There, authorities say civil defense teams were extinguishing a fire at a facility belonging to a company. In Qatar, you mentioned a tanker that was hit by an unknown projectile 17 nautical miles from the coast. And in Saudi Arabia also, they said that they were intercepted drones overnight. So, these attacks on the Gulf keep on coming. They've been relentless since the beginning of this war. We heard yesterday from Pete Hegseth, the Secretary of War in the U.S., saying that, they can bomb their way into negotiations. I don't believe anybody here thinks that you can bomb or shoot your way into any peaceful solution. We heard the Ministry of Foreign Affairs in Qatar yesterday saying, negotiations, a diplomatic path is the only way to bring long-term stability here across the region.
Malik, thank you very much indeed. Malik Traina there in Kuwait City.